Please be seated. Someone before the 9 o'clock service asked me who I was and why I was here. And someone explained that, and she said, oh, it's a visit from the headquarters. Well, I guess we can sort of say that. I'm here as part of the rotation with the bishops, visiting every church in the Diocese of Maryland, of which there are 105 worshiping communities of various kinds. So I bring greetings from Bishop Sutton and Bishop Knudsen, and from the rest of the diocesan staff. And I'm delighted to be joined today by my fellow colleague, Kathy Shahinian, one of our deacons, and she'll be talking a little bit about the ministry of the diaconate later as a way of promoting that and encouraging perhaps some of you to consider that specific ministry in our church. Also delighted to be serving alongside my colleague Peter and earlier with Patty, and to be attending. If you don't tell anybody, I'll tell you, this is one of my favorite places to come visit. So just don't tell me the other churches that. It's fun to come. We got to hear the third Sunday band at our clergy conference this last week. They were our music for our closing Eucharist, and there are so many ways that you all reach out in the community and share your love, the love of Christ through your gifts of ministry in your daily lives and through this church body. So thank you. Thank you. It's a delight to be here. Now, for the sermon, I want to start with a question. So all you have to do is raise your hand if this applies to you. But don't be shy. Raise your hand if you are good at least one thing. Come on. All right, good. Next one's a little tougher. Band members should all have their hands up. Raise your hand if you are great at least one thing. Good. That's probably more of you than you would realize. Now, most of us are reluctant to admit that we are great at something because it sounds like we're bragging. But if you had the choice of being just good at something or being great at something, wouldn't you choose great? I would. How many of you would choose just to be good? Not me. So if you could be a great athlete instead of just a good athlete, you do it. Or imagine being a great parent instead of just a good parent. I'd certainly do that. Or a great giver to your church. I want to be great. Personally, most of the time, I'm satisfied with just being good. If I can attain the level of goodness, that's enough for me on a given day. I'm not a great preacher, but I think I'm a pretty good preacher. It's better than being a bad preacher or even a mediocre preacher. Now, for 20 years, up until last year, I was a competitive runner, running sometimes dozens of races in a single year. I was what's called a solid mid-packer, a little bit above average, often finishing the race in the 70th percentile of my age group and my gender. But I was never going to win a race by any stretch of the imagination. I'm a far cry from one of the elite runners that ran in the Baltimore Marathon yesterday, for instance. And that's fine with me. It was good to be able to run at all, much less run at a slightly above average rate. But I understand a bit of what James and John perhaps were going through when they asked Jesus about being at his right hand and his left hand. So as I tried to think of what that must have been like, I thought of one of my last races I ran a few years ago. When I turned 50, I thought, this is the last time I'm in a new age category, so maybe this is my last shot at maybe getting a medal. So I signed up for a local neighborhood race near my house, a 5K, that I knew wouldn't have many other men 50 and older running it. So on race day, I scanned a small crowd of about 100 people and saw a couple of guys that looked like they were about my age and thought, okay, we'll give it a shot. So the race started, and I found myself running alongside one of those men for about the first half of the race. And then we approached the hill, and I was able to sort of pass him and stay moving beyond him through the remainder of the race. So when the awards were being handed out at the end of the race, it started with the youngest age group, so children up to 10 years old, male and female, and then 20s, 30s, 40s, and the last group to get their medals were the men and the women in their 50s or above. And I won! Only race medal I've ever gotten for other than just completing a race. And that's the last one I ever got. So aspiring to greatness isn't always a bad thing. When I think of James and John in our gospel story, wanting to be right next to Jesus, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I imagine perhaps that they were wanting to be not necessarily the greatest, but the best disciples they could be. Not out of a sense of pride, but out of a sense of giving it their all. Now, Jesus and the disciples, when this story was told in the Gospels, had been on the road for a number of days, if not more than a week. They had been making this long trek on foot from the Galilean region to the north to the city of Jerusalem, where Jesus would ultimately be executed. Jesus had been talking with them along the way because they had lots of time to talk with each other as they walked. He'd been telling them about the events that were to come. But his disciples, it seems, could only process just so much information, so much truth. And somewhere in the midst of that long journey, James and John sort of pulled Jesus aside, and in their eternal optimism, they approached Jesus about getting these special positions at his right and left hand. And he said, "Can we sit at your right and left hand in your glory?" Now, we're not quite sure what in your glory meant, but we assume that maybe meant, when everything was over, when he was crowned king, because that's what they thought was coming, but we're not really sure. In fact, we don't really understand what the disciples knew or understood about any of what was going to be happening in the days ahead. If Jesus was indeed the Messiah, though, and if indeed Jesus was the King of the Jews, then these two men wanted to be in the best positions on the royal court, at his right and his left side. Again, we're not quite sure why they even wanted this status, but let's be generous and presume that they simply wanted to be the best disciples they could be, the greatest. But did they understand what being the best really meant? That it would mean the greatest suffering? Were they prepared to pay the greatest cost? They thought they were. So Jesus, after perhaps pondering their question, said to them, and to us today, as Jesus is speaking these words to us, Jesus said, "Whoever wishes to be great among you must be your servant. And whoever wishes to be first among you must be slave of all." Servant and slave. Those are tough words to hear in that day and age. We tend to euphemize these terms in modern culture. We have public servants who are elected leaders, for instance. Is that the image Jesus meant? Probably not. We use the term slave nowadays almost as a joke, as in, oh, she's a slave to fashion, or he's a slave to his cell phone. But such phrases are dismissive of what it really is like to be truly enslaved. In Jesus' day, slavery was something you didn't wish on anyone. So Jesus' words are once again turning the world upside down, making us think deeply about our faith and what it means to follow him. And so greatness means being a slave. Jesus aspired to greatness, but as servant and slave of all. Jesus sought greatness through the path of humility. So the next question I pose to you, you don't have to raise your hands for this one. Who are you serving? Who are we serving as the body of Christ? And what enslaves us today? Each of us is pulled in many directions. We serve as volunteers, as members of society, as members of families, and schools, and businesses, and neighborhoods. We all serve in some capacity or another. And each of us is probably enslaved in some way, not like the people in Jesus' day, but by such things as technology, or debt, or poor health, or addiction, or depression or homework or something. In a faith community such as St. Margaret's, you can become enslaved by tradition, or by the pew that you sit in, or by the property, or by your programs. But none of these are the types of enslavement that Jesus is asking us to embrace. Did James or John or any of the disciples really understand what they were getting themselves into as they walked mile after mile away from their homes and their families to the city of Jerusalem, where their leader would soon meet his fate? What was that walk like? What did they think about and talk about as they journeyed? Surely some of them were burdened with worrying about their families back home, or wondering where they were going to spend their next night, or how they were going to be fed. And as they walked, day after day, hour after hour, they had plenty of time to think about their future and wonder about their destiny and what really mattered most. Some of you may be aware that walking is a very important spiritual practice for me. I walked across our diocese in 2012, 340 miles over the course of the summer. 2 years ago, I walked across Spain with thousands of others on the Camino de Santiago. I lead prayer walks in Baltimore City regularly every 6 weeks or so to where people have died from gun violence in the city, usually gang violence. And one of the things I've learned from all these walks is how differently one sees life at the pace and perspective of a walker. On these long walks, I have lots and lots of time to think about myself, to be alone with my thoughts, and think about what really mattered most. So extended walks gives one time to declutter one's brain. The reason I began leading prayer walks in the city a couple of years ago was because of my experience walking across Maryland in 2012. And on that 8th day of that walk, I walked into West Baltimore. I began the morning in Howard County at the fairgrounds, walking first past fields of corn and soybeans, and walking through suburban Ellicott City, past subdivisions of palatial homes with beautifully manicured lawns. But by afternoon, just a few miles later, I was walking block after block, mile after mile, past decaying, boarded-up row houses, and trash-strewn alleys, and drug dealers. The contrast was startling. The despair was palpable. The fact that it took me hours to walk through West Baltimore meant that the despair soaked in deeply, with a heaviness that's hard to describe. It's a very different feeling compared to driving through West Baltimore in an air-conditioned car with the locks secured and music going to distract you. Similarly, when I walked across Spain in 2016, walking with thousands of people from all over the world, the destination of reaching the cathedral in the town of Santiago, where it is believed the relics of St. James the Apostle are buried, was far less important than the journey to get there. It was the people I met, the stories I heard over and over again of why other pilgrims were walking this journey. That was the greatest part of this whole trip. So for Christians, the destination is certainly important, but we think about our heavenly rewards as something perhaps to motivate us to slog through those more difficult periods of our lives here on earth. And that seemed important to James and John that day that they asked Jesus about these special seats as they journeyed day by day with him. But for Jesus, the destination wasn't what was important. It was the journey that was of the utmost importance. How one navigates one step at a time, day after day, in our daily life, walking with integrity and generosity and kindness as servants, stewards, even slaves. It follows a good reminder of what it's like to be a servant, because this is traditionally stewardship season in many of our congregations, just as it is in yours. The word stewardship has its root in the word service, in servanthood. So as you each ponder your stewardship at St. Margaret's in the year ahead, please remember that a steward doesn't just simply give. A steward serves. Part of giving comes from service. A steward serves. A steward on a train or a bus or a cruise ship provides service, giving out food. Most often, by the way, to strangers. What a wonderful model for the church. Giving to strangers, serving strangers. So that's a good reminder to me that we are not ultimately here today to serve ourselves. We are certainly here to serve God. And as we serve God, we are called to do so primarily beyond the confines of these church walls. Called to serve God in the eyes of strangers beyond these walls. Seeking the Jesus beyond this property, not just within. So it is the resources of this parish, your gifts of money, and talent, and skills, and time. Those are not to be shared primarily just among yourselves, but collectively, beyond yourselves. Your property, your buildings, your staff, your programs are part of the journey, not the destination. We gather every Sunday within these walls to receive the body of Christ for the very purpose of being empowered to leave these walls and be the body of Christ beyond them. It seems that James and John, when they encountered Jesus that day, were focused on where they were going to sit. Jesus wanted them moving and doing and acting. Our presiding bishop reminds us that we are part of the Jesus movement. Church isn't a destination. It's just a weekly rest stop to refuel so that we can keep moving forward as part of this movement, one step at a time, out there, not just in here. So people of St. Margaret's, don't just sit there. Keep moving. Keep moving forward. Unburden yourselves from the things that enslave you, the things that slow you down, the things that hinder you from being the body of Christ in your daily lives. Share freely the gifts that God has entrusted to you. Serve the stranger beyond these walls. And know that Jesus, the Christ, always walks with you. Amen.
Amen.